Hello and a very, very good evening. My name's Sean Ryan. You are, of course, watching the Planet Cruise TV show. Now, I know we've always got a huge audience that regularly join us every Tuesday, but for new viewers, this is a live show. We feature every week the best deals in the marketplace, and tonight we've got 6 cruises to tempt you with. The prices start, believe it or not, at less than £350. But I'm joined by my fantastic friend and co-host, the one and only Keith Maynard, back from his cruise.
Hello, mate.
Keith.
How are you?
We missed you.
Oh, I missed you. I mean, I even rang up.
I know you did.
I couldn't keep away.
Yes. Apparently, he had a couple of drinks when he rang, but anyway, that's...
Well, it was 2 hours ahead, so it was 10:30, so it was just after dinner. So I'd had an orange juice.
But Keith, you're going to tell us all about your celebrity cruise a little bit later on,
I am, yeah, because it was a fantastic time.
Yeah, you look really well.
Thank you. I've even got a bit of a tan.
You have, and you've not put any weight on, which is amazing.
Lots of time in the gym, Sean.
But we've got a great show tonight. For those of you that don't know Keith, by the way, he has travelled the world numerous times, worked on the cruise ships for many, many years.
Yeah, 12 years as a cruise
long time,
director.
isn't it?
Yeah, I really loved it. So I can give kind of first-hand information about the ports of call that we visit and kind of give you the lowdown on what's best to do.
And so tonight, Keith, I mean, we really have got some amazing cruises, some fantastic itineraries. We've even got a cruise over to Japan, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. Some really, really unusual ports there. That's with Princess, of course. I'm a Diamond Princess, a ship that was built in Japan itself.
Lovely.
And there's a great river cruise as well, which is a really great chance to go right down deep into Portugal and Spain.
Yeah, I know. I've been looking at the river cruise. Honestly, just stunning. Anyway, you might be new to Planet Cruise, so there are many reasons why you should book with us. Here's just a few of them, but I think when we are booking any holiday, Keith, we want to know that everything is going to be perfect, and Planet Cruise give us that perfect experience.
Absolutely. I booked with Planet Cruise and I had a fantastic time from the moment I left my house to the moment I brought back to my house. And the thing is, of course, when you call, you're going to be speaking to a cruise expert, somebody who cruises regularly themselves and or who has worked on ships. So great first-hand knowledge. We've got a great track record of customer service, currently 96% customer feedback rating online. We work with all different cruise lines and ships worldwide, over 200 different ships, and in fact we're the top seller for a lot of the cruise lines that we sell, and you'll see that as we go on through the show. And we can tailor a holiday specifically to your needs. We can give you a stay one end or the other.
Yeah.
You know, we can fly you however you want to go. It's an amazing company. The largest independent.
And do you know, we're offering a new service as well. If you live quite locally to Portsmouth, you can actually come into the Planet Cruise office and speak face to face.
This is a new thing. That's very, very true, and it's a great way to actually go in, and because some people prefer that human contact face to face. It's a great way of doing it. It's a great team.
And all you need to do is book an appointment with us. So the details on our website, aren't they?
They're on the website. Yeah, I think they'll even maybe make you a cup of tea.
Oh, even better.
Ooh, yeah,
Can't promise a biscuit, but. But all the details that are on our website. Everything's there, by the way. All of the deals we're featuring tonight, but we can find you any cruise, even singles cruises there, for example, as well. Anyway, we have got an amazing show. And, are you ready for this? We promised you a cruise under £350. Here it comes. It is from Costa. The most beautiful ship that we're going to show you in a second, but that price starts at £349 tonight. It is incredible. And the single price starts at £449 as well. So amazing value. But Keith was telling me about the ship, so let's show you, and we'll get Keith to talk us through. Because this is one of their latest ships, isn't it,
One
Keith?
of the latest ships, and it's their biggest ship as well, Sean. She's known as the Queen of the Mediterranean. She's big, she's beautiful, she is a masterpiece. And of course, she's designed by a gentleman called Joe Farkas, who designs all of Carnival's ships, of course, because Costa is part of Carnival, over 100 ships. But it's the Italian wing. It's about cruising Italian style, and this is a style and sophistication with this European ambience, great cuisine from all over the Mediterranean, whether it is the pizza or whether it's the risotto or the pastas and the great red wines and the sparkling whites. And of course on board you've got these massive great 3-level spas, the Samsara spa, loads of open deck space where you can lay and soak up the sun and enjoy a cocktail. This is a real party ship. It comes to life in the evening. So after you've pampered yourself during the day, having all those treatments, having all those massages, you can then go out and kind of paint the town red. But the town is this floating palace that you're on board where everything is provided. And of course they're very good for the kids. This is a family ship as well. Think about the Italian lifestyle, about those families parading down the Italian streets at 11 o'clock at night. My sister lives in in Venice. I see this happening all the time, and this happens on board the ships. This great kind of open, fun style. In fact, this ship's got a wonderful promenade that goes all the way around the outside.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, which is a great opportunity for you to kind of walk with your family and friends and take in some of the open-air bars and have a bit of an al fresco dining experience as well. Really good ships for the food as well, because you've got lots of different choice. You've got things like the teppanyaki restaurant, where you've got knife-tossing chefs who make beautiful, beautiful Japanese food for you. And again, you're getting images here of some of the amazing cabins, big, luxurious, lots of great.
I'm not being funny, Keith, but when you see the price, you'd expect this to be, you know, maybe an older ship, something less glamorous. But she is really new.
Oh, she really
absolutely stunning.
Absolutely, 2014 build, Sean.
I mean, wow.
And the biggest ship in their fleet. It's incredible, really. I still think this is some kind of joke. I'm constantly thinking it's April the 1st, because for $349, including flights.
And that's single price. You know, I sometimes like to take my mum away on a cruise with a group of us, but it does cost a lot. But that single price there starts at $449, which is incredible. It has been a top seller. We featured this previously, and it was a top seller. So give us a call as soon as you can. And I'll tell you what, as well, it's a lovely itinerary, some great places, Keith, on this one.
Really, really, really nice itinerary, actually, Sean. Let's have a look at that now. We'll take you, first of all, flying you out to Barcelona again. For that £349, you get your flight to Barcelona. You're going to land, you're going to go straight to the ship, and then you're going to explore, and you're going to set off. Your first port of call is Palma de Mallorca, that wonderful big island where you can sunbathe on beautiful beaches, where you can head into the Tramontura Mountains and see the wonderful mountains that Rick Stein made many cookery programmes around with that wood-fired lamb. You can walk along the seafront down to this place, the huge cathedral, and just behind the cathedral here, the Boulevard de Born, where you can wander down, get great shoe shops, great kind of local life, go into the kind of cobweb of cobbled streets behind, and then lots of other things as well around the whole island, the caves of Drac, and you can also go through to the 14th century Belvedere Castle, lots of little dinky villages that can be visited on the Solar train as well. It's an incredible port to start with. Relaxing day at sea before you then hit Naples. This is southern Italy at its best. It's big, it's bold, it's busy, it's happy. It's one of the oldest continuously inhabited city centres in the world. It's UNESCO protected for a reason, because it's beautiful. It's great shopping again. But the main thing about Naples, well, there's two things. First of all, remember, it's the birthplace of pizza, so go and try it. But secondly, it's a gateway port. It gives you a chance to go out to the Amalfi Coast. It gives you a chance to go to Pompeii and Herculaneum and go over to Capri. There is so much you could do. You need to spend 2 weeks here to really do it all. Then we're moving on now, and we're going through to the wonderful La Spezia. And this is one of my favourite ports, not often visited. And this is because it's at a crossroads in the hills of Tuscany, and it's here that it gives you a chance to go through to this amazing series of towns, 5 of them, these crazily constructed medieval fishing villages that dated back to the 7th century and that sit along this dramatic coastal scenery. And literally, there's no cars allowed. You have to walk in between them, and they dot the coast. There's a 15th century walking trail that goes along, or for some of them there's a 19th century railway. If you don't want to walk, you can do that, because cars have been banned for over 10 years. It's an incredible place. Cinque Terre it's called, and I can't recommend anything more. That's the one tour, if you do any, you have to do. Then we go through to Savona. It's a fabulous location. You've got the Ligurian Alps at the background there, and then you've got this wonderful fortress of Primar that you can go and explore as well. You can head through from here to Nice, to Monaco, to Portofino, to Genoa. Just a few of the Italian highlights and gems that are waiting for you from this wonderful, wonderful port. Then we're going through to a piece of France now. This is Marseille. It's one of the oldest cities in the whole of France. It's one of the largest ports in the whole of the Mediterranean. Walking around the port is great. Try some of the local fish stew, the bolognese. Head out to Chateau d'Elf, that's where the Count of Monte Cristo is imprisoned, and see the views from that there. That's the Notre Dame Basilica, and you can take a small train, a French train up there, little petit train, and from there sees amazing views over the whole of the port. And it's the gateway for Provence as well, so if you want to go and see the sunflowers of Provence, you can do so.
Do you know, I also think, Keith, that lead date, the 14th of December, you could get some great Christmas shopping potentially on this one, couldn't you?
You really could,
yeah.
I
Why
mean,
not?
again, why not? I mean, particularly places like Naples. Naples is great for shopping. In fact, Marseille's very good for shopping as well, so I agree with you there.
And then back to Barcelona, as we said, in your flight home. Now, very important, look at the price on this one, starting at $349.
Unbelievable.
Wow, it really is, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, £50 per person per night. I know we say it virtually every week, Sean, but can you stay in the UK for that?
No.
You certainly can't get your entertainment, your food, and a nice hotel room.
And your flights are included, of course, as well. And the single special is only $449. Just give an idea of what the prices are across the various dates there. So we've got dates from November all the way through to March. And we've got, obviously, availability on outside ocean view balconies and brilliant single prices as well. If you wanted to maybe add an extra few nights in Barcelona, again, we can make that possible for you. Or if you need different flights, just call the team tonight. So it's a free phone number, and we are open until 10:30 tonight as well. Now, every cruise always has its own individual ID number, and it just makes it easier for you to book. So the one for this one is 104103. So just jot that down. But do be quick on this one. I think it's one of the best value cruises we've ever had in the 8 years that we've been broadcasting with Planet Cruise. Now, Keith and I, we were both talking before the show. We're talking about his cruise, obviously, and he's going to be telling you about that a little bit later on. But we have got the most amazing river cruise next. And we were looking at videos and images of the ship, and she is stunning, isn't she?
Really beautiful, Sean.
Oh.
And the great thing about this company, people might be watching this and thinking, Riviera, I haven't heard about them particularly as much as other river cruising companies. And that's because they don't have to advertise, because they're already so popular, particularly in the UK. They've got a massive following of people that book time and time again because they want the elegance that you're seeing here on the ships. Big, large open decks on the top where you can sunbathe, where you can watch everything slide past you. And the great thing about river cruising is there's always something to see. In this particular river that you're exploring down, the Duoro, is largely unexplored. It's not over-commercialised, it's not overdeveloped, and so you get a gateway into some amazing places. The great thing about this as well is that the ships feature lots of mahogany, lots of beautiful polished brass. They're really, really gorgeous. They've got a crew that have been with them, many of them, for about 20, 25 years. So they've established themselves in the industry. And you're going to get a chance to go right into the deep vineyards of Portugal and Spain, to see some amazing places like Salamanca, to go through a series of great locks. And it really gives you a sense of how the real Spaniards and the real Portuguese live that you won't get on so many holidays out to the Costa del Sol, and all these other areas. This is a great chance. And again, with this company, all your food is included, all the tours are included, and there's tours every day.
Really?
Loads of tours. It's all organised for you. So if you want to have a completely organised holiday where you really get to explore the destinations, then you can do that. Quite often when you go to places like this abbey here, you'll be served by the monks and looked after, and they're going to actually bring you local produce that they cook themselves. So it's completely immersive. And again, your coffee and your teas are all included as well. Beautiful big cabins.
And if you're worried about a cruise ship being too big, with a river cruise, is it 128 passengers on board?
128. This ship was built in 2011, so it's a new ship as well. And you've got a lot of the dining as well. When you dine, whether it's off at shore as part of the tours or whether it's on board, not only is it local produce that they bring on board every day because they can, but it's also the menu often reflects where you're sailing.
Oh, lovely.
So it's really lovely. So you do get a really in-depth chance to explore these cultures.
Now, we've already had, just to warn you, a lot of sellouts on this one, so it's actually quite limited availability. Many of the suites have sold out. We have got some rooms available, and we'll talk about those in a second, but it is selling really, really fast, just to kind of put you in the picture. Now, it starts off with a little flight, doesn't it, Keith?
It does, yeah. Flight out to Porto, and then literally you'll be transferred to the ship and you'll have a wonderful welcome meal on board. The next morning, as dawn breaks, the ship, the Duoro Spirit, will slip quietly away from Porto and then literally travel along the river. And as you maybe wake up and have a coffee, you can appreciate the scenery that's floating past. It's a delightfully hilly land, these impossible steep bends you'll be going past. And of course, the Duoro is one of Europe's most photogenic river valleys. And again, it's completely underdeveloped. So it's a really great chance for you to explore something that most people are completely unaware of. Lunch is served on the ship as you approach the first port of call, and then that's Peça de Rigua. And that is a great chance for you then to see these lush covered hillsides full of vineyards, terraced vines covered slopes. This is the real part of port wine. This is where you really get a chance to do this. You're also going to get a chance, this is all included, to go to the Mateus Palace. You're seeing a picture of it here, where Mateus wine is produced, with these beautiful French gardens and beautifully landscaped and decorated elegant statues. And then you're going to get a chance to then go throughout to the vineyard town of Faveus. And that is a great chance to go to a museum. It talks about the different stages of wine production, about planting the vine and harvesting the wine. All that before you then head back to your ship in Pinhao, and you have dinner there before you even come back. So you have dinner there at the vineyard. It's incredible.
Oh, lovely.
Then you're going through to your next port called Castillo Rodrigo, and this is the first part of the morning is going down this wonderful river again, going past traditional flat-bottom boats that you often see sailing along there, and you're heading towards the Spanish border now. And it's worth mentioning, if you get a chance to try wine in this area, do so. A lot of Portuguese wine is quite rare. A lot of it's drunk locally. The best wine doesn't leave the country, so do try some of the local wines. It's quite incredible. Now, it's great to see as well, you get a chance to then visit Castillo Rodrigo. It's a 12th century walled village, tucked away in these border hills, and this was a part of the traditional route to Santiago de Compostela. So it's a really beautiful place, and then the captain's dinner is going to be served as you sail away with local delicacies. Then we're going through,
really good,
it's incredible,
yeah.
It really is,
Like
Sean. Then we're going to Salamanca. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's acknowledged by many Spaniards as one of the country's most beautiful cities. It's pretty much built out of this wonderful rose-coloured hue, this sandstone, this local sandstone. It almost glows. It's called the glowing city by many people, and it's dated back to the Roman times. It's been fought over by many people. It's got these two magical cathedrals, Spain's oldest university, founded in 1215, chance for you to find some flamenco. It's got a lot of students there as well, and you can almost imagine Columbus here lecturing at the university as he once did. Then we're going through now to Portugal, Lamego. You're cruising again through these wonderful terraced hills, lots of chance to photograph as you go around these hairpins, and then literally you're going to have a chance in the afternoon to visit one of the region's best vineyards, and it's here that you're going to try some of the actual port, and you're going to try also some of Portugal's sparkling wine called Raspazia. My pronunciation here is terrible, and you're going to be treated to a cultural group back on board the ship, who are going to do some Portuguese folk music and folk dancing for you. Then day 6, Entre Rios, again in Portugal. This is a great chance for you to literally, well, this is quite incredible because this is at a confluence between the Tamiga River, and you go to an 11th century Benedictine convent, and it's a stunning building, still keeping many of its Romanesque features, and it's there you have a delicious dinner in the convent. You saw the photos of that before as the monks were being served them.
And again, all of this is included?
All of this is included. Nothing of what I'm saying here you're paying any extra for, Sean. And then you're going to port, and then you get your overnight in Porto. So you get a day in port, and then your overnight on board. It's an amazing place. And as you sail in, you're going to go under some of the many bridges that the actual city is famous for. You're seeing some of them in the imagery here, and there's one, in fact, that was built by Gustav Eiffel. You know, of course, you'll know some of his work from the Eiffel Tower, I'm sure, but Don Lewis, you just saw it there. You'll see some similarities, I'm sure. You get a chance to go to some of the amazing port factories here. You think of names like Sandeman's and many others. You go and try some of those wonderful ports, and also get to explore this waterfront city full of beautiful cobbled streets and little kind of stairways that wander off. And then eventually you have a wonderful dinner on board. You have the final farewell with the captain and the crew, and then you head back.
And just looking at, you know, these gorgeous staterooms on board. I mean, they are stunning. You know, taking time and looking at the pictures of the ship, and she is really beautiful. A bit like a boutique hotel, really.
She is like a boutique hotel, Sean. And like you said, only 128 people on board, so a totally different experience to ocean cruising.
Right. Very important. Excursions included in every port. We have got return flights. Now, they're based on London Stansted, or Bristol, actually, but for a small supplement, we could also get your flights from Gatwick, Heathrow, and, of course, Manchester as well. Also, complimentary tea and coffee on board as well. But we have got so many sellouts on this already. All the junior suites have gone, except for the 9th of November. The same with the suites. We're OK with the French balcony on all of those dates, and the French balconies are beautiful, actually. You've got so much light, haven't you, Keith?
Absolutely, and remember, all through the ship, huge panoramic floor-to-ceiling windows, Sean, so you'll never miss anything as you sail past, whether you're inside or out.
So, if you want to go for this, I would definitely give us a call as soon as you possibly can. Free phone number, of course, as ever, 0800 840 1088. I really like looking because I've been very lucky. I've been on 20 cruises now, but I've never done a river cruise, and that's definitely on my list.
You're like,
right
the
to the
uncle,
top.
you're like the Uncle Albert of the cruise world, aren't you? During the cruise. You've done so many. We've got loads of great tweets here, I've got to say. Greg Smith saying the boys are back in town.
Oh, thank you.
Which is really lovely. We've got L.A. Burton saying, welcome back, Keith. Glad you had a fantastic holiday. First time I've been watching a few weeks. Fantastic time. And yeah, if you do want to get in touch on Twitter as well, Michelle Bird, best bromance on TV.
Yeah,
That's what it's about.
Keith and I have put a very silly video of us on Twitter, haven't we?
Have, yeah.
Yes.
It's at Beefy Keefy or at Planet Cruise, and tweet us with your comments about some of the deals you're seeing, because we do love to chat to you. It's a live show,
It
it's
is.
unique for that, and we love to hear your views.
But you do have to check out our silly video of us being reunited. It's silly. Now, we're delighted to have P&O with us next with their brand new ship, the Britannia. And it's an amazing ship, brand new, of course, and you can actually be on board her next year for £549. Keith was on board recently. Here he is.
Inspired by P&O Cruises' illustrious past, but designed very much for their fabulous future, this is the biggest cruise ship ever designed for the UK cruise market. Welcome to P&O's beautiful Britannia. One thing you will definitely notice on board Britannia is that there's an abundance of excellent deck space and oodles of sun loungers to help you worship. In fact, there are 4 main pools to choose from, including the adult-only Serenity Pool, a perfect place to escape to for some downtime while the kids are being looked after elsewhere. There's 13 different bars on board, 4 of which are out on deck, which means you can enjoy the sunshine or the stars as you sip your favourite tipple. The stylish new blue cocktail bar is the perfect place for a dirty martini, or there's Brody's. I love that place, and that's where P&O Cruises have introduced the biggest selection of British beers at sea, with over 70 to choose from, representing 56 different UK counties. The food is headed up by P&O Cruises' iconic food heroes. You can enjoy the taste of India with the Master of Spice Atal Kutcher's fabulous Sindhu restaurant, or savour mouth-watering gala dinner options and menus created by the godfather of UK cooking, Mr. Marco Pierre White. If you really want to spoil yourself, you can also book Eric Lanlad's afternoon tea experience, or head to his Market Cafe. It's a French-style patisserie that features fine cheeses, antipasto, charcuterie, tapas and specialty breads. You can enjoy the live music, comedy, cabarets and game shows at the Live Lounge, or sit back for West End style shows in this fabulous new theatre, which features a stunning LED backdrop. Strictly fans also won't be disappointed with the elegant wooden-floored Crystal Room. It's dedicated to dance and the perfect location to rumba the night away. P&O Cruises have really pushed the boat out when it comes to the accommodation. There's a sumptuous range of boutique offerings to choose from, including well-thought-out single cabins to these incredible suites designed by Richmond International that come with your own butler. And all the accommodation on board includes flat-screen TVs, pamper packs from the White Company and bespoke artwork from British artists.
Well, what a beautiful ship. Just remind you, by the way, if you do want to book a cruise tonight, then you can either give us a call. The phone line's open until 10:30 tonight, and it is a free phone number. All of our details online. If you wanted to make a face-to-face appointment with some of our cruise consultants, you can actually come over to Portsmouth and do that. But give us a call for that. So if you do want to make an appointment and to have a face-to-face, then you can just give us a call right now, anytime during the week, and we can sort that out for you, because I know some of you would have been asking to do that. And yeah, that facility is now available as well. Now, P&O, Keith, that ship looked amazing, brand new.
Yeah, well, of course, we were there for the launch earlier in the year.
Well, I wasn't, you were.
OK, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You were there in spirit, Sean. Wherever I go, you come with me in spirit.
I was sat here watching, yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing, beautiful ship. Again, the biggest cruise ship in the UK, for a British cruise ship, I should say. So this is a great opportunity for you to sail out of Southampton, no worries on luggage, very easy to get to, great access. And again, as you sail out with this iconic company, over 177 years of history with P&O, you then hit La Rochelle, a 14th century port for you to enjoy. And in fact, one of the great things to do is when you go into the old port or the old harbour, they used to pull this huge chain across the centre. Those are the 2 towers as you enter there. And they used to have a chain that you pull across that would stop ships getting in or getting out, whatever you wanted to do. And you can still see some of the history.
It was a big chain.
As you go in there. It was a very big chain, Sean. Yeah, it's quite a common thing. They had one in Istanbul as well. So the medieval city of La Rochelle is about 10 minutes away. It's a beautiful mix of well-preserved, restored historic buildings and marketplaces, and also a modern part to the city full of bars and restaurants and a great aquarium. OK, great thing to do here as well. Very quickly, head out to things like the Cognac and Martinel and Sellers and things like that. Okay, right, and then we need to go through to your next port of call, which is Bilbao in Spain. And this is the riverfront that you can walk along. It's a very modern city. It's got a lot of quirky modern art. You're going to see here the famous flower dog. That's one of the most popular, most photographed images of Bilbao.
Is it as big as it looks?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, you can see the people down in the corner there. Yeah, and its bark is even bigger. And you've got these wonderful, great chance to stroll down these wide 19th century boulevards. You've got Frank Gehry's magnificent, wonderful museum that sits here, and that's the Guggenheim. It's stunning on the outside, stunning on the in, loads of great artwork for you to go and see. And from here, you can also go through to San Sebastian, which is a pretty seaside town on the Basque Coast. A lot of links there to the Spanish royal family. Occasionally, you even see them down there sunning themselves. Okay, then we go through to La Coruña. This is a great port of call. I really love La Coruña. It's the birthplace and home of Zara, if you like to shop in Zara. It's got a wonderful 10-kilometre seaside promenade that you can explore. And then it's got things like this, the Tower of Hercules, a 2,000-year-old, the oldest lighthouse in the world. It's over 2,000 years old. It's been working every day, apparently, as long as records can go back to. And you can go and visit that. You can also head out to lots of different Celtic monuments. You've seen these standing stones here. And also, there's a great elevator which goes on the San Pedro Mount, which gives you great views. It's a glass sphere, and you're going to see that now. And it's a great view right the way down the coastline. Then finally, from La Coruña, you've got a relaxing day at sea, a great chance to enjoy the hospitality and all the great entertainment. Again, all that included in the price. And then you go to St. Peter's Port, Guernsey. This was once the haunt, Sean, of sea dogs and pirates. And now, of course, it's this beautiful harbour, one of the prettiest, I think, in the whole world. It's a great place. It's a tax haven now, so you get a lot of great restaurants there for the people that are making the real money.
I have to say, I loved it. I was there with my mum on a cruise, and it was a port that I wasn't, it sounds awful to say, but it wasn't one of the ones that I was really looking forward to, and yet it turned out to be one of the very best.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
there's only two bus routes on the island. One goes one way, one goes the other, one clockwise, one anti-clockwise. Take the buses around, you can explore some of the German fortifications. Remember, it's the only part of the UK that was captured by the Germans during the Second World War. So it has quite a unique history. Great for walking, great for food.
And then back to Southampton, of course. Now, remember, this is their brand new ship. Everything on board feels very British, so everything is in the British pound, we should say, as well. So it's an amazing price for such a beautiful ship, £549 tonight. Now, if you do a fair way from Southampton, just to make life a little bit less stressful, a bit more easy, we have a very good relationship with the Mearn Valley Marriott in Southampton. So if you want to pay £79 per person, you'll get free parking there, you get all your port transfers, and you'll have a fantastic pre-night stay in the Marriott. And it's wonderful. They really look after our customers, don't they?
They really do, Sean. And it means your holiday starts a day early.
Yeah, it does.
That's the way I look at it.
Singing special on that one, by the way, is £839 as well. And here's the prices. We've actually got 3 dates available. The 2nd of May, the 16th of July, and the 20th of August as well. But very good single prices on that one as well. Now, got a special code for this one as well. It is ID number 97525. So just jot that down and make it even easier for you to book. So 97525.
Ian Holroyd has tweeted and he said, OMG, can't wait to get on her. I'm guessing he's talking about the Britannia. So it's fantastic. Thank you for getting in touch, Ian.
Thank you very much. Now, have we got a cruise for you next? I'm very excited about this one because it's a rare opportunity to cruise around Japan with Princess, who I cruised with a couple of months ago, and I am now a big fan of Princess. I had such a great time. The price on this one has dropped today. Actually, it's come right the way down to £1,949, and it is amazing. I mean, anyway, should we start? Because it starts off with a flight to Tokyo.
Yeah, this is one of those cruises that, you know, really has been, I'm sure, the top of many people's bucket lists, because it's going to give you a chance to do so many great things. You're seeing images now, of course, of Tokyo itself, and you're going to fly out to Tokyo, and then you're going to get a 3-night stay in a 4-star hotel. That's the start of this amazing holiday. A great chance to explore this amazing city that sits in the shadow of the magnificent Mount Fuji. It was once a tiny fishing village. Now it's the largest metropolitan area in the world. It's so exciting, it's so new, it's so current, but at the same time also so old and graceful. You can go through to the amazing fish market and see the live tuna auction, which is incredible. Try sake, try some sushi, go through to Denkai-gai, which is known as Electric Town, and see some of the latest in robotics. Go to this amazing confluence there, the great square where everyone just swarms like ants. It's great for shopping and, of course, photos like this, where you've got the wonderful Japanese architecture framed by Mount Fuji. The great thing about this is that we're including a tour, all included in the price here, out to Mount Fuji and Hakone on a bullet train.
Now, you were telling me about these bullet trains.
Incredible.
They're super fast.
Yeah, like a couple of 100 miles an hour. You're heading out there, ultra luxury, and then you get to visit Mount Fuji. And Hakone, of course, is the district around it. It's a huge national park and kind of it's like a small city now, but it's beautiful. And that's included in the price. And along with the 3-night stay in a 4-star hotel. That's before you've even got on the ship, Sean.
And this is what Planet Cruises are so good at, making everything, organised, putting all the best things together for you. So you don't really have to think or plan anything. It's all done on this one. But you've then got the most incredible cruise with Princess, haven't you?
That's right. 9 nights on board this ship you're seeing now, the Diamond Princess, a beautiful ship, Sean. And again, she was launched originally in 2004. She's beautiful because she is one of these ships that epitomises everything about Princess. She's built with people in mind. She's easy to get around. She's got lots of open space for you to go and sit and sunbathe or sit in the hot tubs. I was doing that with Melanie, sitting there in the hot tub having a cocktail in the evening. It's a great way to spend your afternoons or your evenings. You've also got a chance then to go through to these kind of private areas where it's just you and no one else. You've got wine bars, you've got shops, you've got casual eateries like Alfredo's Pizza on board. You've got the 24-hour international cafe, and of course you've got real speciality dining places like the Sterling Steakhouse and Kai Sushi, which is going to be very popular, I'm sure, in Japan. You've also got great entertainment spaces like Club Fusion, where you've got wonderful state-of-the-art sound systems and great game shows, like things like Princess Idol, which is their own twist, of course, on many other popular things. They've got Skywalker's nightclub if you want to go and dance the night away. It's a complete experience, and if you haven't experienced a cruise and you're watching this, there is no words can't really can't really do any justice to the experience that you're going to have, the service you're going to experience, the different types of cuisine from around the world. And the great thing with Princess as well, they've been doing this for many, many years. They're an American cruise company, and they have everything styled around the piazza, right in the centre, a kind of Italian town square style approach to cruising, where everything spreads off and you can sit and get a glass of wine, have some tapas, maybe go to the casino and win some money, go back to your cabin, sit out on your balcony as you watch the Japanese coast slide past with a sunset coming down over Mount Fuji. It's an incredible opportunity for you to really do something special that you will never ever forget. And again, lots of different types of accommodation with Princess, and a large amount have balconies. That could be you. That could be you, Sean. In fact, that is you, isn't it, Sean? Isn't that you, Sean? I wasn't sure. You look like you. In your bikini.
Yeah. He's come out really cheeky from his cruise, He's full of himself. I was looking at that clip film because I was on the sister ship to the Diamond Princess just a couple of months ago, and I just had such a great time. That was bringing back loads of memories, actually. Anyway, Keith, talk us through this incredible itinerary.
Okay, so you've already done that wonderful 3-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Tokyo. You've had that free tour out to Mount Fuji and Hakone. Then you've got on board the ship 9 nights cruising, a day at leisure to start with to familiarise yourself as you sail up there to Kushiro. This is a great chance. It overlooks the mighty Pacific. It's northern Japan. It's called the Town of Mist. You can stroll through the wonderful Fisherman's Wharf, which is really popular. And then you've got, literally, from here, I would recommend, if you do get a chance, go to one of the coastal restaurants where you buy a small bowl of rice, and then you go around with a bowl of rice tasting all the different delicacies. So one bowl of rice, and you go around, you can taste all the different curries, all the different foods. It's incredible. This is also a great chance, you saw there, to go and see famous Japanese cranes. This is one of Japan's largest areas of marshland. So if you want to go and do that and you're a big bird lover, then go out and head there. Then we're going through a relaxing day at sea before you go through to a bit of Russia. Yeah, you did hear me correct. This is Kosulikov. It's a former penal colony. It's a fascinating mix of Russia and Japan. and that's all I can really say about it. You have to see it to believe it. It's very, very strange.
It's only appeared on the show, I think, a couple of times in the last 8 years,
yeah,
hasn't
but
it?
it's actually a very popular port for people that go there. Duoro is next, and this is set against Hakodidu's rugged west coast. It's full of gorgeous national parks. It's the former herring capital. It's like a portrait frozen in time. It's a real step back into history. This next picture here, you're going to see a sense almost of a Last Samurai wandering down there. This is the Duoro Canal, and again, it's lined with these restored stone warehouses that are home to some great restaurants, and you can try the local whiskey as well. Japanese whiskey is one of my favourite. Really do really good whiskies, yeah. Wins lots of awards, and then you've also got the hot springs that you can go through to. I can't pronounce it. The Jazazenki hot springs.
I'd love those.
And they also do a ninja show. They also do a local ninja show here as well.
Oh, really?
I recommend that, yeah. Then we're going through to your next port of call. This is Hakodate, and there's a wonderful lively morning market here which gives you unparalleled views of a local mountain. This is one of the amazing things. This is an incredible park, and as you can see, the unusual sculpture and structure of this. This is the thing to go and do, okay? It's called the Inumakwaza National Park, and it's absolutely beautiful, and this is an old fort, and it's a military monument. Those moats are filled with carp. They've got these landscape gardens, world famous cherry trees, really, really beautiful. Okay, and then you're going through to Amori. This is full of apple orchards and cherry blossoms and these snow-covered Hakodate mountains that you can see from a distance. Then you've got a relaxing day at sea before you head back to Tokyo. I can't really do Japan justice because it's so magical, Sean. It really is. It's a place that's very otherworldly, very mystical, very magical, beautiful.
I tell you what, though, what you did say there and what we saw, it's definitely whetted my appetite for that one. You know, might even book that myself.
Well, people saying here Japan looks incredible, culturally immersive. Look at that. And Tracy Newby here, wow, the Japan cruise looks awesome. The bullet train is a brilliant inclusion. And
look at the price. The price came down today, so it's now under £2,000. I think it's incredible, this one, South Africa. It's certainly got my eye on it myself. Return flights on included, of course. We've got that 3-night stay in that 4-star hotel in Tokyo, and the Mount Fuji experience there, and the bullet train tour. I want to do that, definitely, is included as well. The ID number there is 101797, and we have got to say the prices are really good for the ocean views as well, and they don't change much on the dates.
They don't at all, Sean. And I know you and I are both fan of balconies, and we'll be saying this. Some people might think, you know, that they're happy with an interior, but if you can, and you never have done, go for a balcony. I slept every night on my ship on this last cruise with my balcony open, and I woke up to seeing the coastline of Dubrovnik and the Croatian coast and the Greek islands slipping past, the sun going down as that happened as well. It's magical. It really, really is.
If the balcony is slightly out of price range, the ocean view is really good there for just £100 more than the interior. So, the ID number there, 101798. That was really good, that one. Really good. Anyway, we've got a massive price reduction on our next cruise, which is with Cruise and Maritime. The price has come down by £810 per person off the brochure price. It's an adult-only ship as well. Let's take you on board. So this is the latest acquisition for Cruise and Maritime, isn't it?
Magellan is the latest ship of the fleet, and Cruise and Maritime, of course, is a very British product, and you really get, when you go on board, that great sense of cultural immersion through the history of the ports being brought alive to you through great lectures. They also have on these ships that are adult only. This is an adult only ship, and we really should stress this. So if you do want to have a very, very comfortable experience with people your own age, there's a great chance to do so. They have the great deck parties, the great kind of shows in the show lounge. They also have the spa on board, of course, and lots of chances for you to sunbathe and enjoy great cuisine. But I love the fact, and for many people that watch Ideal World and watch, of course, our sister channels here, the fact that you can do lots of great classes as well, lots of crafting classes where you can, you know, do stuff to do with painting and beads and all the different kind of craft experiences that you'll see on our sister channel. You can do that during the cruise on here. So it's a really, really great chance. You've got a great service. It's a small fleet, so again, all the crew know each other. They've been working for the company for a long time, and you're going to get live music in different lounges. So again, it's not just having a CD on in the background that we're so used to now. It's kind of digital music. Nothing beats live music, Sean. Nothing. And you're seeing there out on the open deck, people singing, people enjoying themselves, dancing. It's a great, fun atmosphere.
I mean, that's something that I love on the cruise ships, all the live entertainment, the live music. It does create such an incredible atmosphere,
It really does, Sean. It really does. And remember, of course, that this particular ship, again, it's that these are smaller ships, so you're literally looking around about kind of 500-600 people on board, you know, and so you're really getting a lovely chance now to experience something in a far more personal and intimate atmosphere.
And you're away, don't forget, for 12 nights on this one. For under £940. Now, it starts off in Tilbury, actually. I've never cruised from Tilbury, but it's really easy to get to.
It's basically a London cruise terminal, if you like. And it is very easy to get to. It gives you great access then to sail out from there, Sean. And then for a relaxing day at sea before you get your first port of call. Now, the Baltic's one of my favourite places to cruise. Cruise around here many times. People always love it. And the weather at this time of year is going to be great. Copenhagen, your first port of call, known as that city of spires. And it's a very graceful place. It's known by many as the Venice of the North. You've got graceful canals. You've got delightful architecture. You've got, of course, the home of Hans Christian Andersen here, where he used to walk along as a boy. The Nijhaven Promenade with these wonderful boats and multicoloured buildings where I got my first massage. Tattoo Ollie's, pop in and say hello to him. The Little Mermaid, of course, is a famous, iconic thing to go and see. But I would say go to Nijhaven first, and then out to these great castles like Rosenborg Castle, home to the royal family. Go and try Tivoli Gardens, one of the oldest adventure parks in the world, and try a wonderful Danish pastry or an open-faced sandwich. Then we're going to go through now to Berlin. Warnemünde is the port, and it's a great medieval port that you can explore, but deserves exploration in its own right. But if you haven't been to Berlin, head in, go and see the Reichstag, go and see the amazing Brandenburg Gate, go and see the huge modern side of Berlin as well with the Berlin Tower. Maybe go and eat a schnitzel down a back street and say hello to some of the local people. Or if you like, go over to the East German side as well and do a tour in a Trabant car and find about the history of Checkpoint Charlie and how the wall fell. It's an incredible city. It's got a great unique culture, and there are very friendly people with Germans. I do love popping out there. Relaxing day at sea again, while you've got great things to see as you're heading through here into the Baltic, as you're sailing round the coast into Estonia. This is a beautiful step into a medieval storybook world where you almost expect people like fairy book characters like I'm trying to think of Little Red Riding Hood to kind of skipping around the corner, Sean, you know. And this has got an amazing town square that you're seeing here with a really old medieval town hall and a 14th century weather vane sitting on the top. Great flower markets for you to explore as well. It's a beautiful city, it really is. Then we go through to St. Petersburg. You've got an overnight here. St. Petersburg, of course, is a city full of beautiful bridges, of shimmering canals, of these huge ornate palaces. Even the metro stations are like palaces in their own right. The architecture, I always say, is like gingerbread. You can break it off and eat it. You can explore it via the River Neva. I recommend that. You do want to go through to the Hermitage and see the Winter Palace and the 3 million works of art there that would take you several years to see all in person. You've got people like Leonardo, Da Vinci, Titan, El Greco and Rembrandt there. You can go and see how the Romanovs lived, see some of their amazing palaces like the Peterhof. Or head out, of course, because you've got an overnight, to a night at the ballet, Sean, and see the wonderful conservatoire brought to life.
I would love that. Just look at that architecture. It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is quite unbelievable. That's why I say gingerbread. It's gingerbread. It's almost fairy tale. Then we go through from there. You've had an overnight in 2 days. Helsinki's next. It's a great sea town. It's an exciting, dynamic place, and you can go through to the Suomenlinna Sea Fortress. You're going to see a picture of it next. Take a picnic. Incredible views. Incredible place. I love that. One of my favourite day trips I ever had was there. And then from there you're then going through to Stockholm. I say save the best till last. I love Stockholm. It's spread out over 14 islands. It's spotless. It's enchanting. It's the capital of Scandinavia in my view and many others. Try some Swedish meatballs. You will thank me for recommending that. Head out onto the town hall and look out over the whole of the city. Explore it via the canals. Go to the wonderful Vasa Museum and see the 95% complete warship that sunk in the 16th century on its way out. And just go and try some Swedish crumble cake. Go and have a wonderful massage in this huge Art Deco Swedish salons that they have out there. It's an incredible city, it really is. It's magical. Gamla Stan as well, one of the largest medieval complexes in the world.
Well, something you said to me, Keith, as well. By the way, 2 final days at sea, then back to Tilbury. The great thing with this cruise is, every port as you arrive there, it's straight away. You don't have to go, several 100 miles to find something exciting. Everything's there at the ports.
These ports are very, very walkable. OK, for Berlin, you know, you need to get the train in, but you go to Warnemünde. That's walkable. Yeah. You're right at its front doorsteps. Everything. There's something to do. You're not stuck out waiting for ages to get into the ports. No. They're right there on your front doorstep for you to explore.
And of course, with it being from Tilbury, you can take as much luggage as you like. You don't have to worry about anything like that. No flying. Not everyone likes to fly. So it is a great cruise. We're delighted to say tonight we have got a huge price reduction on this one. So it's down by £810. You've got that overnight on board in St Petersburg. You definitely need that, looking at the great architecture. So you've got plenty of time there, and 12 nights on board. Cruise Maritime's brand new ship. They've just acquired this one. It's an adult ownership, and just a deposit needed tonight. Want to share the different dates as well, because they only vary by £10 or so on that inside cabin there. And I'm presuming, Keith, July and August, you're going to get the highest temperatures, generally speaking, then, aren't you?
Absolutely. And I remember cruising in the Baltics in July and August, Sean, and I remember coming back with a better tan than I've got now.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah, really, really great. I remember sunbathing in St Petersburg. You know, I remember rollerblading in St Petersburg as well, around the port area, getting arrested, but that's another story.
Well, we've got one final cruise for you, but if you do want to go for that one, don't forget the ID number there is 101686. Now, I don't know about you, but I've got a bit of a dream to go away at Christmas on a cruise. I've always wanted to do it. I've never been able to yet, but yeah, I definitely want to go away on a cruise at Christmas. And we've got one for you now. It's your chance of being away over the festive season with celebrity. Keith's just come back from his celebrity cruise. He's going to tell you all of the highlights, all the things we want to know in a few moments' time. But first of all, let's take you on board. So, Keith, did you love the ship?
Absolutely, I did. I mean, and this one now you're seeing here is the Solstice, Sean. And I know you and I both cruised on the Solstice class ships. They're the newest range of celebrity ships, and they're called Solstice because they've got so much light in them. So much for you to do and so much for you to eat. I love celebrity as you do for the food, for the great quality of different places that you can go and enjoy, whether you're going to the quirkiness of cuisine with the iPad and the kind of sushi lollipops, or whether you're going to Bistro on 5, the creperie, for a lovely tasty lunch. You can go up on the open lawn of the lawn club and play croquet or watch
that is real grass, by the way.
Show. It is real glass. Grass. I always say glass because I get confused with the hot glass show, which is up there on the grass.
When they cut the grass, because I've never seen it being cut, but it always looks immaculate.
I think it's done in the early hours of the morning when you're still drinking in the bar, Sean. and the entertainment, of course, is amazing. You've got a lot of aerial artistry. That's a shot of the disco there as well. But you know, the shows they've really brought in a lot of aerial work, and so you'll see people getting flown in and doing those, and they have a lot of adage work as well. These incredibly flexible and amazing performers from Eastern Europe that do things that you just won't believe. Great spas on board, lots of oodles of open deck space, and it's just a magical place, these ships, because they're so modern, they're so trendy, the lines are so clean that it will banish this idea of a cruise being an oldie-weldy, boring experience. They're ultra modern. That's one of the things Melanie was so surprised at, was what a modern experience it was cruising with celebrity.
And I know when you were texting me and things on board, Keith, Melanie was really surprised just how good the service and food was. I know we talk about that all the time, but it's a different level, isn't it?
It's a completely different level, because if you're used to service in the UK, so no offence to the majority of people that work in the industry, it does not compete, it does not compare. And she also said waking up somewhere different every day was so magical, and we were looked after from beginning to end. We really, really were. You will be. Celebrity, the crew are fantastic.
Honestly, we know if you've never booked a cruise, we'll know you'll love the whole experience. But look at this one, Keith. So we fly over to Auckland, don't we?
That's right, yes. Overnight flight out to Auckland, and then you've got a wonderful two-night stay in a 4-star hotel on one of the only cities in the world built on top of an active volcanic field. Don't let that put you off. It's incredible. And it's a true maritime city. It's got a vibrant waterfront district, a busy harbour, an iconic bridge that gives you great views of Rangitoto Island. You've got the Devonport and Waikiki ranges on your front doorstep. You can go island hopping, just hop on the ferry, and you can hike through the lava fields of Rangitoto. Or climb to the top of the Sky Tower. You're seeing it there. You can actually bungee jump off there, Sean, and it's a glass floor all the way around. It's really, really incredible. You do have to pay to go bungee jumping. It's a 600-foot bungee jump. I would recommend it. I really would.
No, I'll give that one a miss. But we do get the Sky Tower tour included.
That's included. Yeah. You have to pay extra for the bungee. But the bungee,
no, I won't bother with that. Thanks.
Okay, that's no problem. Or just you know, whatever. Just watch other people doing it. Then you're getting on board the ship. Celebrity Solstice for 14 nights cruising, and your first port of call is Tauranga. This is gorgeous. It was originally settled by the Maori, famous Maori in the 13th century. It's situated on on the northeastern, on the eastern coast of the North Island, and it's got Captain Cook named this area the Bay of Plenty for obvious reasons, because of the lush, green, plentiful hills surrounding this area. It's full of beautiful golden beaches, lush parks, got a really laid-back atmosphere, and it's your chance to go out to the steaming mud pools of Rotorua, which is a stronghold of Maori culture, and you can see the trout pools and various indigenous trees and things like the kiwi, the famous kiwi bird.
Of course.
Then we're going through, you've got an overnight there, which is great. Relaxing day at sea before you go to windy Wellington, the coolest little capital city in the world, state Lonely Planet. It's great. It's right on the windy straits. Another maritime city, very hilly, often compared with San Francisco. One of the best ways to explore it is via the cable car. Take the cable car up and then walk back down through the parks. It's quite an incredible thing to do. You've also head out to Wairarapa, great area full of lakes and rivers, the heart of the New Zealand's wine trail, and you've got Martinborough and great places like that where you can go and see the winemaking in a very trendy area. And also, if you like Lord of the Rings, this is where places like Isengard, Rivendell and Lothlorien were filmed. Akarawa is next, on the eastern shores of the South Island, a little slice of France sitting in the shadow of the Southern Alps. Look at that view. It's incredible. And again, here you've got secluded beaches, quaint boutiques, and a harbour full of rare Hector dolphins. And when you see them, it will put a smile on your face for the rest of the day. Next, a little slice of Scotland, Dunedin. And this is incredible. You'll think you're landed in Edinburgh, which is quite good with the tattoo being going on. And it's home to New Zealand's only castle as well. Then we're going through, then you've got a day there of cruising through what they call the Sounds. You've got Dusky, Doubtful and Milford Sounds. They're incredible. They're basically like huge fjords. You're going to see one picture or two pictures next. Look at that. You're going to be sailing right through the centre. Think about the fjords that we have on an even bigger scale. On an even bigger scale, Sean. It's incredible.
It all looks so beautiful, doesn't it?
And it's a great haven for all types of wildlife, be it whales, be it great birds of prey. It's magical. Then you've got some relaxing days at sea before you then go through to Tasmania. So we've head over now to Australia, Tasmania. Hobart is the port, a fine deep water port. And again, on your front doorstep here, you've got the Derwent Valley. You've got a really historic city and great waterfront here. You can head out to Port Arthur, one of Australia's largest penal colonies, where they used to have 12,000 hardened British convicts taken out. Now it's a huge UNESCO area. You can head along these amazing beaches, this great scenery. And of course, you can head out to the rainforests and see some of the tallest trees in the world, and of course, great wildlife like the Tasmanian devil. Then a relaxing day at sea before we go through to Melbourne, a sophisticated, slick and bohemian city full of character-filled neighbourhoods. It produces some of the best art, music and cuisine and fashion in the whole of the world. And of course, it's the cool, trendy city of Australia. I would recommend, if you want to, go out on the Puffin Billy train and go and do the Gold Rush experience. Try panning for gold. It's a really good fun thing to do. Sorry, you were...
I was just going to say, we've then, Keith, got a relaxing day at sea. How did Melanie find the days at sea with Celebrity?
Yeah, relaxing. Well, we had 2 sea days, and she loved it. I mean, we had breakfast in bed. You know, the room service obviously all included. Then we got up, we kind of did a bit of reading, watched a bit of Breaking Bad, and then we went up to the gym. And then she loved it because she then spent about 6 or 7 hours out on deck sunbathing before, a few cocktails, a few cheeky pina coladas out by the pool, cool off, and then you can then go through to enjoy some of the entertainment. There was great stuff going out on the open decks, and then we went to the shows in the evening, went for great meals, at Blue. The sea days were
fabulous.
Absolutely incredible because it's your chance to do whatever you want, Sean.
One of our presenters, Hayley, recently did a cruise and she never got off once. That's how good it was.
I know. You have to. These ships are destinations in themselves. And then finally, you get to Sydney, you disembark, and you've got a 4-night stay in a 4-star hotel. And this is your chance to go and see the Opera House here. And the great thing here, Sean, is you're here over Christmas.
You are, aren't you? We worked out, you actually get to see the Sydney Opera House. You get a tour on Christmas Eve.
That's right.
And then you're in Sydney for Christmas Day
and Boxing Day.
Fabulous.
And it's an amazing city, Sean. It really is. Imagine, you can be on the beach, you can be on Bronte Beach, or you can be, on Bonsai Beach, on Christmas Day with that Christmas hat on. You know, it's incredible.
I actually felt quite emotional. I know it sounds daft, but looking at that, because I just thought how fabulous that would be. Because Christmas can be really stressful in the UK, can't it? You know, you've got so much to do. You know, sometimes you can spend thousands of pounds on a Christmas in the UK. Why not get away?
You'll spend that on your Christmas easily. Do you know what I mean? So why not just treat yourself to a wonderful Christmas present and go off and do it all?
I've spent that money on your Christmas present already, Keith.
Have you? Fantastic.
Anyway,
I hope it's this cruise.
So you've got return flights included. Again, we can find this from most UK airports. You've got all of those extra stays, of course. 2 nights in that 4-star hotel in Auckland there. The Sky Tower tour is included. And then, what about that 4 nights, that Christmas stay in a 4-star hotel in Sydney? What an amazing way to spend Christmas. Wow. And that Sydney Opera House tour is included, of course, as well. Now, there are different classes with celebrity. This is concierge class. I know you did Aqua, Keith, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And I do recommend, you know, paying a little bit extra, because you do get a lot more included, including the use of the concierge, who's really, really helpful. You know, when the front desk is busy, it's great to have someone who... She sends you messages every day and checks up on you, you know what I mean?
By the way, if you wanted to know what Keith's legs look like, there they are.
Ah, there we go. That's us on the walls of Dubrovnik, and also getting our feet nibbled. And then, yeah, there's Corfu. That's in the restaurant Blue, which is incredible. I'm so tanned there, you can hardly see me. And that's on the Sunset Bar. And these are a couple of lovely guests that I met on board. I met loads of people that I did want to do a shout out to, but this is Sue and Mike, and they bumped into them on my last day. They said, "Where have you been? We've been looking for you." All crews. They're from Warrington. They were celebrating their Ruby anniversary.
Well, we are sadly out of time. The ID number for that one is 99376. What we're going to do is a lightning recap of the 6 cruises we saw tonight. We start off with Costa, an amazing price, $349 there for Mallorca, France and Italy there. Single special, $449. Then, of course, we had the gorgeous Riviera travel cruise there, that river cruise. Many sellouts on that, and the price is under £1,200 tonight, and excursions included in every single port, and the most beautiful ship. P&O, their latest ship, the Britannia, we have this one tonight at $549, and you've got France, Spain and Guernsey there. Brilliant single special starting at $839. Princess, a trip on board the Diamond Princess there, your chance of really seeing Japan and Tokyo. The price dropped just today, $1949, under £147 per person on that one. And then we had Cruise and Maritime. We had a big price reduction on this one. We'll just give you the details there. $939, of course, is the price, with a saving of over £800 in deposit only tonight. Really popular, I'm hearing. And it's their latest ship, which is adult only there, of course, as well. And last, but by no means least, Celebrity there. An amazing cruise, 23 nights, Christmas in Sydney, and the New Zealand cruise with stays there, $2,599. We are sadly nearly out of time, and don't forget you can check out everything on the website as well.
Just want to say quickly hello to Gary, Elena, Daniel and Emma from Cambridge, and also to Derek and Norma, great people I met on the cruise.
Well, Keith, it's been lovely to have you back.
It's been great. You know, Jeff Scott says his favourite was the Celebrity Solstice.